So I just thought I'd bring everybody's attention to a situation that happened today. Now, let me just say something here. We're getting some terrific storms up here in Queensland, right? We're seeing some of the biggest hail in history. You can go and check out lots of footage at Higgins Storm Chasers, right? And today we had a lady who got caught out in Rockhampton. Yeah, her card declined while she was paying for a taxi. So she was using the app and it said it went through and the money came out of her into her card, but it didn't clear at the taxi driver's end. So they were lucky. The taxi driver let it go for that one time, right? And because she didn't have a card on her, the return trip, it was storming. She just grabbed her youngest and she left. She had to walk home with both, of her kids just after it had hailed because she just didn't want it to risk declining again. So in this situation, a mum with two small kids was left stranded in a storm. Irrespective of it had just hailed beforehand, right? Now, these hailstorms, they put out warnings saying don't go out in them. When yesterday, they weren't little hail, they were hail bombs, 14 centimetres across, this big, the size of a baseball. Okay, can you imagine being stuck with two little kids and you're trying to get home and you get hit with a storm like that? Or even just walking home with kids and it's raining and it's thundering and it's lightning with little kids, right? It shows that this card does not help parents and it puts them in unsafe situations. It's disgusting. Right, this lady posted on our No Cash Just Debit Card Hinkler Region page about an hour ago, and I think it's absolutely horrendous that her kids have been caught out in these storms, and she ended up walking home because she was worried that it wouldn't work again, the app wouldn't work, whatever. It's disgusting. It really is. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. It harks back to the story from the lady from Kalgoorlie who drove 60 kilometres into Kalgoorlie with her 5 children in the car, and at the time she had a 9-week-old baby. And the card declined her trying to buy nappies and formula for the 9-week-old. And on the way back home, which was another 60-kilometre trip out, she broke down on the side of the road. And the card couldn't be used for a mobile mechanic. And it was 37 degrees heat in the outback with 5 kids in the car, right? And the department goes, oh, that's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay when people get stuck in the weather. It's not okay when people are stuck in the outback in the heat. Whether it's rain, whether it's thunderstorms, whether it's scorching heat, it's putting lives at risk. It's putting children's lives at risk. So, whatever we do, this card has got to go, okay? And the only way to get rid of it is to vote for the Labor Party to get in and scrap it and have the Greens in the Senate to back them up and get rid of One Nation, Pauline Hanson, right? Craig Kelly, the whole lot of them that have supported and pushed this thing through for the last 6 years. Get rid of them all. Because they don't care about kids' lives. They don't care about parents' lives. They don't care about people being stranded. They don't care when I've been sent photographs of service stations that have a sign up on the fuel pumps. Sorry, no Indu card here. But there's no other fuel for another 280 kilometres. You know what I mean? It strands people in the outback. It's disgusting. But this, if you go to my own page, right, you'll see the storms that I videoed live on my Facebook page today. So Laurie Phil says Labor doesn't care either. Yes, they do. They voted against it all the way along, and they're voting against it now, and they're putting a new bill into Parliament next week to try and scrap it. If they didn't care, they wouldn't bother. So I'm sorry, they do care. They've actually been listening to card holders, Laurie Phil, whoever you are. And haven't seen your name here before. All right. One thing we do here is we have stood in between ALP and the Greens all the way along. And all the way along, their senators have helped card holders. Okay? They have done things. They do care. They care enough, unlike Keith Pitt, who just turns around and says, oh, it's just government policy, I can't help you. Ring the hotline or go to Centrelink. But both Labor and Green senators will get on the phone with the person, listen to them, get their details, and at least go to the department and fight on their behalf to try and help them. Unlike Liberal MPs and senators who don't do that. They just tell somebody, ring the hotline. It's not our problem. It's a government policy. It's not our problem. So I'm sorry, but Labor senators do care. I know, because I've spoken to many of them. All right, and so do Green senators and MPs. All of the Labor and Greens do care. They are real people underneath, you know. I've spent 6 years speaking to many of these people, and they're horrified about what's going on with people. And they don't like what happens when Services Australia try and snub them as well and try and block them from getting information through to the public or into the parliament. You know, Laurie Phil, who do you think does care? Craig Kelly? Because he won't care a damn. Clive Palmer's here to split the votes away from Labor to make sure LNP stays in government. That's it. A lot of independents do care as well. Yep, there's a couple. Okay, let me think. Andrew Wilkie, he's a guaranteed independent. He doesn't give his vote away to the LNP, unlike One Nation, unlike Centre Alliance, Sterling Griff. Okay, let me think. Who else? Helen Hayes. She's against the card as well. But the others tend to flip-flop. Okay, so far the only two of the independents that I can think of are Helen Hayes and Andrew Wilkie. Okay, the rest have flip-flopped in the House of Reps. So, yeah. Anyway, I was just really annoyed to know that while I was busy filming thunderstorm, rain, lightning, there was some parent with two little kids trying to walk home in it, in Rockhampton. You know, and like, I've been watching the bomb site for the, you know, all the storms that have gone through. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Should never leave parents in that sort of risk and children in that sort of risk. And it bugged me. That's why I thought I'd come on and talk about it. Because it bugs me. All right? It's not fair. And a lot of people, it's not just them. I mean, East Kimberley, they can't use taxis. You can't use e-payment for taxis. Okay? And a lot of regions don't have buses. And like, Hinkler does have buses, but you can't use the card on the bus. So, what do you do? Anyway, guys, I'm out of here for now. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that Social Security is being privatised right under their feet. Well, let people know. That's all you can do, is say, you know, it's being sold off. And I just had a power bump. I'm just waiting for a big rumble of thunder. We've still got some storm around. No thunder, just a power bump. Okay. All right, I'm out, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya.